Hi, hello, and welcome to my review of this new Corey Finlay movie, Landscape with Invisible Hand. This is a movie that went over a lot of people's heads. It's not quite new, but I still wanted to talk about this movie. In my best of 2023 movies list, I mentioned that I didn't quite watch this movie, but that it could have ended up on my list because I really liked the first 20 minutes that I watched from it. Yeah, it's definitely on there. If I recorded this video after making this review, this would have easily ended up on my top 10 or maybe top 15 list. Because it's a really good movie. Landscape with Invisible Hand is a movie that came out in the early year of 2023, I think, and it's a sci-fi comedy romance drama mix movie. It's directed by Corey Finlay, and I knew one of his movies that he made previously. It's called Thoroughbreds, and it's a kind of crime story with Olivia Cooke and Anya Taylor-Joy. Olivia Cooke is a supporting actress from one of my favorite movies of all time, Sound of Metal, and Anya Taylor-Joy is obviously a very famous actress now with movies like Last Night in Soho and series like The Queen's Gambit, also The Menu and The Northman and The Witch. And there's so much more probably. And even though I didn't quite like that movie, Thoroughbreds was definitely a movie that is special for its very quirky characters and quirky and dry humor that really makes it stand out in front of other crime stories. One that I could compare this to most would be a movie like I Don't Feel at Home at This Word Anymore, but also not quite. And so yeah, I was kind of interested in this movie. Also, the only reason for why I actually learned about this film, Landscape with Invisible Hand, is because it just popped up on Amazon Prime at some point, and it looked so weird. Like looking at this cover, it's what the fuck. Like what if you see this and you don't know what it is? It has to be intriguing. And this movie is about basically a world in the very near future where aliens have colonized the Earth, but not really like in an alien invasion type of way. Like for example, Independence Day, they more colonized it for their own good and to kind of thrive and to trade with the humans. And so it's more of a District 9 type of story, but in District 9 they came here for help, and the humans kind of have to deal with that. And in Landscape with Invisible Hand, it's more like they have everything, they have technology, and so they want like the Earth to thrive. And even though they can help us in such a big way and they can help our technology and whatever, it still kind of has negative impacts on how society and our economy and everything basically works out. It's more of a look on how people are reacting to the fact that aliens are just like there and they are living with us. And yeah, it's super interesting. Asante Black and Kylie Rogers play the two main characters, Adam and Chloe. They two meet each other in school, and when Adam wants to help out Chloe because he has a crush on her, basically Chloe's whole family, her dad and her brother, are moving in with Adam's family. And so basically it's a conflict that rises with them being in this big house together, and together they just try to kind of deal with this whole situation. And that's what makes this movie very unique, because like Thoroughbreds found a very weird subgenre of crime in a way that's also very personal. Landscape with Invisible Hand also manages to do that. It could have told a very big and broad story about all of humanity, but it found this very small story about simply one or two families dealing with the situation of aliens being there, and just kind of portrayed that and found its little niche subgenre of comedy and alien movies, which is just super unique. And basically every single character that is in this family or that is in this house has a different kind of problem and a different way to deal with this problem and with these aliens. First of all, Adam and Chloe are basically a couple, and they have the idea that they could thrive on the fact that these aliens are not really understanding human emotions and human love. And so these aliens really like watching romance on real life people just being together, and that's what they kind of try to do. But it also creates a lot of conflict because at some point they are having problems with each other, and then the aliens don't believe that they love each other anymore, and so they have like they are all very little problems, it feels like, but it's just a very interesting look at how a alien invasion would look like. Also, Adam's mother, Tiffany, played by Tiffany Haddish, is having this problem because she also kind of needs money to pay their house. What she kind of tries to do is get together with a alien from up there, and yeah, she kind of acts as if he is the husband of the family, and because he wants to learn how humans work and how families work. And there's also a lot of conflict that rises between that, because there's also cultural differences. He just doesn't know what love is, or he has this very specific picture in his mind of gender roles, and it's so weird. Chloe's family is basically the poor white family that would do anything to just cope with this situation. Her brother is, I think, the guy who, if he could, he would just like kill every single alien he has in sight, because he has so much hatred for them, and but he also has a lot of hatred for the family that they moved into. He's just angry at everybody, and it's a very, I guess, accurate portrayal of a certain group of people who, if problems arise, who are just not happy with anything, which is in a way making sense. And it's not like every single problem that he has can be easily dealt with, but it's just, there's always these different types of ways to cope with a problem, and he is the kind of person who would like just complain for the whole time and who's not happy ever. Then he also has a father. He's played by Josh Hamilton, actually, who gives a very weird performance. I know him from The Walking Dead, and to me he's always the kind of weird creep from the Commonwealth in season 11 of The Walking Dead, which he was great in, by the way. He's a great actor, but yeah, he plays the father who is much nicer. He just wants to like help everybody out, but he would also do anything, and I really mean anything, to, like get some money and to just live. And I won't spoil what he does, but it's really quirky and weird, definitely. That's what basically this movie is. It's a lot of cultural clashes between these aliens and the humans in general. It seems like a very relatable film, even though there never was an alien invasion on Earth. It feels like I can understand every single problem that they have, because it feels like also these problems are in a way very much mirroring things that already happened in history. When certain cultures move to certain areas of the world and just apply their culture to everybody else, and just didn't really give a fuck and didn't really understand that this could be a problem, because these aliens are always like they feel like they are always in the right and they know everything better, but they don't understand feelings, for example, which just is something that grows a lot of conflict between them and the humans. And like they are so oblivious of everything happening, and everything negative happening, that there's a lot of conflict rising underneath the surface, problems that wouldn't really arise when you think of a movie about an alien invasion. But it's because of that this movie feels very unique and very fresh, because I have never seen a movie like this before, except for maybe District 12. But even that movie took more of a comedic action movie turn, and this movie is a straight up comedy drama about just little situations. And also, I haven't even mentioned the way these aliens look, because these aliens look so weird. And I think you can see it on the cover. And what I thought was, this cover was basically just like the upper half of this alien looking like over some sort of surface, but it's actually not. It's these weird snail-like things that have a very long body, and they communicate with rubbing their hands on each other, and it's so unique. I have never seen anything like this before, and it also creates for a lot of humor. Also, I think the CGI in this movie isn't horrible. I do think it doesn't always look perfect, especially when they are on these like spaceships of these aliens. But it feels like, because it's so artificial and because this movie is so quirky, that this didn't bother me at all. Like, even though it doesn't always look perfect, it still works for the film. And what I also loved, like as an extra thing, was the fact that this movie was kind of separated into little chapters. Chapters that are separated with basically a painting of the main character. Adam, he is a guy who really loves painting, and so about every single situation he kind of creates a painting that deals with his emotions towards a certain thing that is happening in this chapter, and I really like that as well. So like, it has all these small details that I think make this movie so much more entertaining and so much more special than I would imagine, because it feels like it could be really boring watching a alien invasion that is just really about economic problems and like politics and shit. But they managed to make this so much more entertaining because of fun performances, because of good humor, because of just a very weird and interesting mix of characters and situations that all create for a very, very unique movie. And I kind of am sad that I didn't put this on my list, but you know, it's a great movie. This review is still there. If you are interested in watching this movie, please do. This movie is very overlooked. I think it has like 7,000 views on Letterboxd, which is nothing, especially for a movie by a director who's already made like two good movies and one movie that had a lot of attention. I just remembered that Corey Finley also directed Bad Education, which actually got some praise and was mentioned in a few best lists of when it came out, I think in 2022 or 2021. So yeah, watch this movie. This is great. I give this movie a 9 out of 10. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun and very memorable. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.